We'll continue the Unit 2, Physical and Chemical Changes. In the last two classes, we learnt about three different changes. Today, the fourth one, reversible and irreversible changes. It is in page number 26. What do you mean by reversible? Some things may change their shape, size, color, or smell, and it can be reversed after some time. They are called reversible. And some cannot be reversed, and they are called irreversible changes. So let us see what are the things which we observe all around us are under reversible changes. What do you mean by reversible changes? You should learn the definition. They are also known as temporary changes. For some time it will be there. After that it can be reversed by force or by on its own. The changes which can be reversed into original form by reversing the conditions or removing the cause are called reversible changes. These are temporary changes. Some of the examples in your book: conversion of water into ice. When we put a glass of water or water in the tray, ice tray, when we put it in the freezer and it the water which we kept in the freezer freezes to ice. And if you take the same from the freezer and keep it outside for some time, you will get the same amount of water back. So that change is only temporary and which can be reversed. And this kind of changes are called reversible change. Now, conversion of ice into water and water into ice both. And evaporation of water also. Water, all the three examples we have seen the evaporation of water into clouds, and again it comes as rain. And inflating a balloon. Inflating means filling the balloon with air, and its shapes changes, and it is a temporary change. You can remove the air and you can change the size of the balloon. This is temporary and it is reversible. Suspending a spring, like you may making a spring like that, artificial fountain. And switching on an electric bulb. When we put on this switch, the bulb will glow, and when you switch it off, it will go off. So that is also reversible, but the bulb will remain the same. Though it glows, it does not bring any change in it. When it glows, it gives you light. After you put the switch off, and it goes off. So this is reversible. And the inflating of balloon, you can experience, every child would have experienced it, and this is a simple example for temporary change or reversible change. And melting of evaporation, condensation, freezing, and these are also reversible, like taking ice cube, turning ice cube into water and water into vapor, and again, so it can interconversion. So the evaporation, melting of and freezing are reversible change. The same manner, evaporation and condensation also reversible change. And water can be changed into all three states. In the first lesson also we learned water can turn into solid, liquid from solid by freezing, and by melting it will come back again liquid form, and by heating more it will change into steam, water vapor. So all three changes you can observe, it is reversible. All three are reversible. Now the next part is irreversible changes. There are some changes which cannot be reversed to their original form. That condition is called, anything, whatever cause is there, if you remove also, it cannot. So they are called irreversible change. That is known as permanent change. So reversible is temporary change and irreversible is permanent change. Like bursting of a balloon. And when you blow the balloon, it is reversible. You can remove the air and you can get the balloon back in its shape. But when you burst the balloon, you cannot get the balloon back. So bursting of the balloon is irreversible. You cannot get it back. And I said glowing of the bulb. There is lot of difference in glowing and burning. Glowing of the bulb is reversible, but burning of the paper or wood is irreversible because you cannot get it back as paper or wood. It will be turned into ash. Cooking of food is also irreversible and we cannot get it back, the cooked food into a raw back. So converting wheat into flour also. Wheat, when you put it in the crusher and when you crush it, and it will give you the flour, and in the mill when you give the wheat to make the flour, and you cannot get it back as wheat. And digestion of food, when we eat potatoes or vegetables or beans or anything, it digested and turned into blood, and that cannot be turned back as the food which we have taken. And growth of a plant also irreversible. Once the seed grown into a plant, and that will give fruits, but the same seed you cannot get back. And growth in human beings also. A baby grown into a child, and a child turned into a boyhood and manhood and old age. But the old age cannot be back again as a baby. So it is again irreversible change. So here in the activity they have shown how a paper, when you burn it, you cannot get it back as the paper again because it is irreversible change. It will give you a new substance, and there is a chemical change and also permanent change and irreversible change. So reversible changes are temporary, irreversible changes are permanent. Now there is an example activity they have given, taking a piece of paper and make a sheet and fold and make a paper fold, and that can be reversible. You can fold the paper back and you can get the paper again. Now cut the paper into the shape an aeroplane with scissors, and that you cannot. Folding the paper, you can refold that, you can get the shape of the paper. But once you cut the paper, you cannot get the shape of the same paper again. So this is irreversible. So the part which we have learned today is irreversible and reversible change. And the last one is physical and chemical change. There are two main types of changes that substances undergo. They are physical and chemical change. And physical changes, what do you mean by physical change? Any change which is there in the color, size, shape, and no new substance is formed, that is called physical change. This definition you should learn. And some of the examples are changes of ice into water, melting of ice or wax or butter, and dissolving salt. When you put salt in a glass of water and you just stir it, the salt dissolves in it. But there is only temporary change. When you boil the water and evaporates the water, the amount of salt which you have added can be taken back. So it is only physical change, not permanent change. So they are called temporary change or physical change. Switching on the electric bulb, magnetizing any iron piece, or sublimation of camphor or ammonium chloride. This sublimation means solid to vapor and vapor to solid, and they are physical change. Now the main part of this is characteristics of physical change. We have learned in the first part of the lesson some of the examples and some of the kinds of changes. Now the main part of this lesson is in page number 29 onwards. So physical changes, characteristics of physical change. These 5 characteristics are given here. You should learn by heart it. what are the characteristics when you the change which takes place in any substance, if it has any of these characteristics, then it is called physical change. Number one, it affects only the physical properties of the substance. Physical properties, size or shape or color, so that will be affected, not composition. Then it is called a physical change. No new substances is formed during physical change. It will be change temporary, but no new substance. And during physical change, the product is identical to the substance taken in the beginning. It will look like that only. There won't be much difference. The physical changes are temporary. They are mostly reversible. And the amount of energy observed or evolved in a physical change is very little, not much. And they are physical change. What are chemical change? Any change which bring a new substance and new properties or new form and permanent change, then it is called chemical change. Some of the examples: burning of the magnesium ribbon, or paper, wood, or candle, that changes. And change of milk to curd, also chemical change. Ripening of fruits, rusting of iron, rotting of eggs, spoiling of food, cooking of food, formation of water from hydrogen and oxygen. So this is electrolysis. Out of nowadays, you all know that oxygen shortage. The people are in the hospitals, they are producing oxygen out of water. So water contains hydrogen and oxygen in the fixed ratio. Out of that, they take out oxygen, so by the process of electrolysis. So this is again, so taking of oxygen and hydrogen out of formation of hydrogen and oxygen out of water is chemical change. And here, burning of sugar. Take 1 spoon of sugar under a dish, and when you heat it up, it turns into black in color. And this is a chemical change. Charcoal it will form. So chemical change has its own characteristics. What are the characteristics of chemical change? Chemical changes have the following. Again, there are 3 characteristics. Both you should learn by heart. It takes place as a result of chemical reaction. There should be some or other chemical reaction, and 2 or more substances will form, and the product formed has properties entirely different from the reactants. A new substance will be formed, and it is a permanent change, and most chemical changes are irreversible. Sometimes the same substance may undergo physical as well as chemical change. Same, like some of the examples, mainly melting of the wax, candle wax, physical as well as chemical change. When it burns, it melts and leaves some of the wax which can be used it again as a wax, and some will burn. So when a candle burns, both the changes take place in it. And tearing a paper sheet into pieces is a physical change, but burning a paper into ash is a chemical change. So here, distinction between physical and chemical changes are given, so that also you will learn it. And what causes this changes? Now we will learn this part, what causes this change, and how the changes there in the things, that we will learn in the next class.